place tonight. Show's about to start, guys. Everybody get to your seats. Bronsolino's coming to the stage. You about to know what they all talking about. Step in the door, Bronsolini, the mayor, the Kush.
Hi guys, welcome back to WessinTheWorld. I am Wes and I'm currently in your world. Yes! Sorry, that was a bit of a weird intro, but I'm very proud. I've just been doing one-arm push-ups every day because I've mastered this. Well, not mastered. I've got this technique. You twist the body, and then you put all your weight just on the one arm, and your back shoulder should be facing upwards, and then your hand should be placed on your ass, and then you can push yourself down, and then push yourself back up. You do use a lot of your arm strength, but you also use a lot of your side strength and your leg strength as well. And for me, it's just working incredibly well. Just 10 of those each arm every day. I'm seeing a lot of amazing results. But on top of that as well, guys, I'm doing the Wim Hof. So if you want to join me, I'm going to do a Wim Hof right now. And I know you may not want to feel like it, but after it, you will feel better. And I keep forcing these into my WessinTheWorld, and I honestly think it's going to be the next stage of human evolution if we're able to maintain our hormones, maintain the pH level in our bloodstream, and take a manual role in that. So join me for this, and we're going to see how it feels to be Wim Hofed. So
back into that rhythm.
Now
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. In with the relaxation, out with the stress. In, out, in, out, in, out, into the belly, into the chest, and
you
let
feel the
go.
cold rush over your body?
Like a wave. Make it circular. Pulling in, letting go. Just keep on going. No pause between inhalation and exhalation. In with peace, out with stress.
In.
10 more. Put it in, let it go.
Chest, stomach, head in.
Nice, deep, circular breaths. Five more. Let's give it all we got. Last one. Pull in. And on the exhale, stop. 1.5 minutes breath hold from now on. Become aware of the blood running through your veins, your heart beating. Feel. Seconds left. You are almost there. Do you want to prolong your breath hold? Pause the video now and continue when you feel the urge to breathe. All right. Breathe in and hold for 15 seconds. Exhale in 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Let your breathing return to normal as you finish up the round. Move your body bit by bit, starting with your fingers and your toes. Let your breathing normalize. If you liked, this guided breathing.
So pumped. Not physically, I mean like a little bit. But I'm doing 1-arm push-ups at the moment. I'm doing 10 a day each arm because I really enjoy them. If you guys could send me a DM of you doing a 1-arm push-up, you basically just have to have your legs like this. Twist your body towards the arm. Have this shoulder facing up. And then just lean into it with that twist. You want to lean into the twist. And then use your entire body to come back up. And I've been doing that. I got up to 10 per day. And honestly, God, it's ripping every single part of my body, even my legs, which is pretty crazy. And I got Chris Khadiv doing it as well, and a couple of other people as well. I'm going to try and get Christos to do it as well. Yo, Christos, what you doing, mate? What you doing, mate? Oh, what you doing, mate? Well, welcome back to WessinTheWorld. I'm Wes. I'm currently in your world, and I'm drinking soda water with a little bit of cordial in it as well, sugar-free. Because what I realised is cordial is actually the fastest way that you can get like water, like hydrogen and oxygen to the brain. Like it's the fastest way you can do it. It's like if you're drinking champagne, you know, the bubbles get to your head, that's why you get drunk quicker. Same principle. I mean, I don't know the science that backs it, nor do I give a fuck, because okay, so people have an experience with their body and then they relay that to another person. Where's the science, bro? I'm the body. I'm the fucking body that did it. If I do something and it does something and I tell you, shut the fuck up and do it. I mean, not if it's like, take these pills, you know, I'm not going to jeopardize your life, but drink some soda water with some cordial for flavor and shut the fuck up. No, I'm not that aggressive, but it's only because I want people to start sharing their experience, their bodily experience. Yes, everyone's different. I get it. But we all got bodies with digestive systems, lungs, heart, wherever that be, intestines, and it all works in a similar way. You learn this when you start fasting as well. If you want to fast for like 3 days, that's a really good experiment to do with the human body. And a lot of people need it as well, because all they've been doing is just constantly eating throughout their life. And it's really there's only certain parts of your body that are supposed to be working continuously, and your stomach is not it. Your stomach, back in the day, so like, you know, what, 200,000 years ago or whatever, like on the moors of Scotland, I don't know. Now, on the savannah, we used to go days without eating. That used to give the intestines time to work through all of that excess auxiliary food that we need to get rid of. But we've gotten into a habit now of eating out of boredom, which is fine, I guess, but it's not great for the body, and it does put your body into like sort of a para-aggressive state if you've not given it time to sort of filter out its systems. So basically 70% of the body's serotonin is produced in the stomach. So serotonin is the happy hormone, as you know, and dopamine is the achievement hormone, which is very strange. You don't actually have to achieve gold medals to feel like that. You can just smoke marijuana, because it releases a heavy amount of dopamine into the brain, which makes you feel achieved, which makes it quite interesting when you consider what a stoner is. So like a stoner is someone that doesn't really feel like it needs to achieve, doesn't really have an ideology to attach himself to, so that he could justify it to the collective ego that I don't really want to be a CEO or be a CFO or make something of myself or be somebody or go somewhere or do something. What if the stoner has just mastered the dopamine flex? He doesn't need to achieve a gold medal in order to feel achieved. Maybe the idea of achievement is actually garbage. And it's perpetuated by the human ego to perpetuate technology, perpetuate like whatever they've got going on now. But, you know, the ego's built a lot of stuff, houses, cities, all that stuff. But we came from settlements where we had everything amended for us, every amenity catered for us. But we needed bank loans, bro. And we needed insurance. And goddamn did the ego give it us. It gave us everything. Too much, one would say. So anyway, welcome back to WessinTheWorld. I'm Wes, I'm creating your world. I didn't want to talk about the ego, but, you know, it's a heavy factor. Because I do use it a lot. Even right now I'm using it. Different accents, different personalities. But it's only because, like, it's fun. When you realise that that's what you're playing with. It's not fun. When you think that you are it, when you think that you are the name, when you think that you are the face in the passport, when you think that the entirety of who you are can be fit within a small passport photo, because it cannot. What you are cannot be consolidated into a small picture. Yeah, because I'm too big. And then this weekend, the slam, the mega slam, I'm gonna own you, because I'm the intern. Now, I always wanted to do one of those, like, you know, one of those videos where they got like the microphone and they grab it off the guy and he's like, yo, you don't even know what's gonna happen to you. I'll pull your legs apart. No, I mean, I'm just not that aggressive. See, that's a perfect example of the ego. Is like trying to flex to try and scare another ego. Because the ego is concerned with survival and profit. And if I can jeopardize any one of those, you're going to get scared. So, the awareness doesn't really give a fuck. The awareness doesn't really care. Because the awareness has a higher understanding. Because the awareness has resolved the differences between good and bad. It's resolved the differences between right and wrong. It's resolved all of these things, and it understands. But we usually tend to fall onto the ego's understanding of the world, and it does help. It does help because the collective ego of this world has got an understanding of morality. That's very, very strange, and I think you know what I mean. I think you do. I think you do understand what I mean. We've got these people lording it around in high status positions and doing really stupid, really horrible shit to human beings. If you want to know the down low, I definitely suggest you watch Dark Crystal. Please watch Dark Crystal. I'm just trying to get people to watch Dark Crystal. It's amazing, but it explains the situation that we end up right now. So the Skeksis are evil, but they're very high up. Because they master dark magic. And then you got the spiritual ones, which are sort of cast out of the city. They live out in the forests, but they harness the good energy. But then you got these, you know, these sort of hobbit-like characters that just get basically taken advantage of by everyone. And yeah, that's what we find ourselves caught in, between the spiritual and the decrepit. That's where we live here. And just trying to obviously maintain life and just try to get through, and you know, but there comes a time when you have to make a choice. Are you for the good in mankind? Are you for the progression of mankind? Or are you for the selfish journey of self-satisfaction? Now, there is a way to balance these two, because selfish and selfless have to exist in the same body. Otherwise, I think the extreme on either side just means that you die. Because you can give yourself entirely, jump in front of a bullet to kill someone, but then you have to worry about the following bullets. You can't just... Someone's got a machine gun and you're like, I'm going to dive in front of you. Ah, I'm dead. The guy's still got a bunch of more bullets. He's just going to shoot the person you... Know what I mean? Being nice can go wrong. But also, you could be the guy with the machine gun that's shooting people. And you're going to keep shooting people until someone's going to shoot you, because that's what happens. Fire creates more fire. You can't not fight fire with fire. So, yeah. So, anyway. We have to resolve this conflict of good and evil, master and servant, in our minds in order to achieve anything on this planet. Can't be too selfish, can't be too selfless. And the balance is where we find the path. Because if you fall either side, I've got this thought in my head that if you fall either side, left or right, left wing or right wing, time stops. Because then the conclusion that both of them have made has come into fruition. When in actuality, neither one of them are correct. You can't save everyone and you can't kill everyone. This is just this is the fact. So you could save everyone from being murdered, but disease will still kill you. But natural disasters will still kill people. Not saying give up on trying to save people. Definitely we should be pushing towards that. But we should all be trying to resolve these conflicts within ourselves before we try to resolve them outside in the world. Because then you end up with problems. Then you end up with a lot of problems. Because there is a master and a servant within all of us. The master tends to be the awareness, which is just the awareness. It's the compassion. It is the love that you show for others that does not exist anywhere else in the animal kingdom. It's the need to form an alliance, to form a group, not just out of survival, but just so that every life that experiences life can experience the full experience to its fullest. And I've said full a lot. I know this. But it's just so everything that is living can experience life to its fullest. Now, the ego wants survival and it wants profit and it wants status. So it's going to try and climb up the status hierarchy. It's going to keep food for itself and it's going to kill anyone that goes against its own survival. That's the animal. That's the animal in us. And we have to acknowledge that we all have that. Otherwise, it's going to come back and fuck us in ways that we don't understand. Or ways that we couldn't have foreseen. So yeah, it's very important that we are aware of our dark side. If you want to call it a dark side, I'll just call it the animal side, because it's not dark. It doesn't come with evil connotations. It's just an animal. Imagine a scared animal trying to survive. Imagine that. That's what we are. When we experience heightened levels of anxiety, you may have noticed you do resemble a scared woodland critter trying to survive. But what brings you back from that is bravery. Now, this is a lot of stuff that people aren't exhibiting these days, is bravery. Because bravery got us this far. Bravery got us from the Stone Age to this. And it was the thought that we could be more, we could go further, we could have societies, we could have families to live next to other families without the need for survival, ruining that and destroying the environment. And we're standing on the shoulders of millions and millions of years of successfully lived lives in ever-changing conditions. This is Terence McKenna. We have done that, and now the responsibility passes on to you, the living, so that you, for future generations, may give your children like a floor to stand on and a sky to stand under and air to breathe. This is our only responsibility. I mean, our only real responsibility is to just breathe, eat and live. But no, some people have got agendas in directions that are dangerous to our survival. We have gotten to a point where there are more people on this planet than we can actually sufficiently cater for. I mean, not really. You just have to take like billions away from Bezos, and billions away from, like, you know, Bill Gates. It's really not that hard to feed everyone on the planet, but it is hard when one person's keeping everything for themselves. And yes, they did work for it by enslaving everyone else. That's not working for it. That's finding a really cheap way to enslave people that know less than you. That's taking advantage of people with an awareness that is not transcended a certain level. So now because they don't have that knowledge to become Bezos, they must become part of his plan. And a mushroom once told me this: if you don't have a plan, you become part of someone else's plan. And that's absolutely fine if you want to become part of someone else's plan. But let's not forget about your plan either. Let's not forget about your journey. Because every human being is born with a journey. And they often get caught up in the whole "who am I?" identity crisis bullshit. Don't get caught up in that. All you need to know is what you are. I am a human. And a human is made up of a spirit, an electrical impulse, an electrical flicker that travels around the water of your body constantly. And when the water starts to reduce down, you start to feel a little bit more tired, because the electric in you can't travel as fast. You hydrate, and then that electric can travel more. You are this electricity. This electricity is moving me at an alarming pace. I can fight to defend my right to survive. And your journey is only slowed down if you start to wonder who you are. Because then when you form an idea about who you are, then you've got to start advertising that to other people. And the more people you advertise that to, the more that illusion becomes reinforced. And eventually you're going to start thinking that you are this person with this name. And everything that extrapolates from that name is everything that is everything that is you. But we can't get caught up in this. Because who we are plays no role in what we want to do. In fact, who we are can actually hinder what you want to do, because you're only limited to what you think you are. You're only limited to this identity. That doesn't skateboard, tried snowboarding once, got hurt, don't do that anymore. So you add that onto your identity. Even stuff like I am cold. I am cold. I am a cold person. I just run cold. My body just runs cold. I'm just a very cold person. I'm not a cold person. But the more we tell these things to ourselves, the more we limit ourselves. It's like everything that we say we don't do is like a bar that we're literally making our own prison. So don't limit yourself. Don't think that having an identity will bring you any source of pleasure or peace or calm, because it won't. Forming an identity that is solid and static will only ever curse your life, because you will be limited to this identity. And if you don't have an imagination, your identity will be very small. Or if you haven't practiced your imagination, you haven't worked that muscle, your identity will be very small. And you'll look at other people that have got loads of things in their life, and you'll be like, why am I not as much as that person? It's because that person did not limit themselves at the first hurdle. That person did not listen to the ego when it said that you can't do that. You'll get killed if you do that. Oh, I can't go to Tunisia, someone died there. People live there. People live entire lives there. People have gone there, moved there, and lived entirely amazing lives there. The original complaint was that I won't go to Tunisia, I won't go to Turkey because I'll get killed. I'm scared of being killed. That's not bravery. That's listening to the ego's need to survive. Yes, we all need to survive. But not at the expense of the journey, of the adventure. You came here to do something. And over time you get convinced that that something is not made for you. And that's not the case. Everything in this world is available to you. And when you limit yourself, that's when you get caught in the cage. That's when you get trapped in a box. So please, this is why I'm pushing the Wim Hof. This is why I'm saying that if we could do the Wim Hof every day, 3 rounds, I'm going to put the video at the end of this. In the morning, just do the Wim Hof breathing exercise. It will change your opinion about being in bed. You will want to get up. You will want to get into looking into jobs, looking at talking to people that do something that you want to do, because people love talking about themselves. So message people that are doing the thing that you want to do. I'm doing it right now, and get them to tell you, how did you get into what you're doing? I need help. Get that 33% of people in your life to be above you, teaching you how to get to that level. And then you got 33% of people on your level that you can just bullshit and banter with, and contemplate the meaning of existence with. And then you got 33% of people that are looking up to you and your level of awareness, and they do exist. Don't ignore it. It's not egotistical or arrogant to say that they are looking up to you, because if you deny that as a fact, you can often be a bad influence to them, and that won't be good. So acknowledge the people that are looking up to you. Be an inspiration. Don't try to influence them. Don't try to take them there, because you can't know. You can't know what's good for them. Only they can know what's good for them, because they are them. So just be an inspiration, because you are always. And if we can do the Wim Hof breathing exercise, we can balance out our hormones in the morning. We can balance out our pH level, so we can get that acidity out of our bloodstream. And we can go into our day feeling like the adventure is the freshness of a lemon. And there's a really good line in an Alt J song. Is, are you a pusher or are you a puller? I'll pull your weight towards me. And I lack the zest of a lemon looking forward unless a woman is pushing me. Now, it's an incredibly beautiful line. And it can be deciphered in many different ways. Are you a pusher or are you a puller? I pull your weight towards me, and I lack the zest of a lemon looking forward unless I have a woman pushing me. And I love that line so much. And then when you go out after you do the Wim Hof, you should feel, as Sun Tzu described in The Art of War, you should feel like a garden. You should feel like a warrior in a garden, and not a gardener in a war, as we often feel with anxiety and things like that. We feel like the world is too overwhelming for us. But no, the world has to cater for you. Yet you have to adapt to your surroundings, but you are a power, you are a force. There is give and take with the world. You're making yourself known. You're not letting the world know who you are. You're letting the world know what you can do through action and being an inspiration. And if we can do the Wim Hof breathing exercise every day, 3 rounds, balance out our hormones, we can actually achieve the things that we are supposed to be achieving without being in fear constantly of not starting something, not becoming something. But absolutely just start being in the moment, not just thinking about being, actually being. And this is how we achieve it. There's no other way. The tools are there, the path is known. We simply have to give up on a culture that has gone stale and dead and made us consumers of shoddy products and shoddy ideologies and shoddy ideals and shoddy religions. Get rid of all of that, because none of that is you, because you are everything. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Wim WessinTheWorld, and I've been joined today by this freaking Pokemon collection that I'm actually still selling all of this crap. But yeah, don't be scared. Stay blessed. You never know what's next. And it's beautiful and it's exciting. It's never scary. Only if you want it to be.
just wanna have